You know, many of us who study Bible prophecy, we see the signs that are happening all around the world. You know, but sometimes what can happen is we can use whatever is happening, and we see all these weird kind of weather events, and we call them prophecy or signs. What I want to do is to show you what happened in Dubai. Many have been talking about this because it's such a strange event that happened there. I'm going to show you what happened, but more importantly show you the reason why it happened, but also to show you the deep agenda of what is to come. You know, over the last 15-20 years, there's one main agenda that they talk about that's kind of more headlines now than ever before, and they're using this to their advantage. Remember to watch it in full to get the full context of what I mean, and you'll have a true understanding of what it means in terms of the green agenda, the climate terror. But also smash the like button to get this out to as many as possible. This is what happened in Dubai this month. Have a look at what happened first. This event was a huge event that happened there. Very, very scary to see that this type of thing could happen so quickly. But the main thing I wanted to show was the cause of why this would happen and how it relates in terms of going forward and Bible prophecy in general. Was this an act of God, or was this something a little bit more sinister when it comes to the people in power, the people in charge? Was it purposely designed to happen the way it happened? And have a look at this news outlet that kind of shows exactly why this happened in Dubai. Have a listen.
It's gonna rain in Dubai today, just so I know. I have to drive back from Abu Dhabi to Dubai.
No.
It's not raining. It's a sunny day. The UAE government invested more than $20 million in research to start a process called cloud seeding. The UAE performs around 1,000 hours of cloud seeding a year, and it's all controlled by this building in the National Center of Meteorology in Abu Dhabi, where they track the whole process. We met with a cloud seeding expert to explain how the seeding process works.
We wait the forecast. When we have a good chance for a cloud, we send the aircraft to that location. Go under the cloud. In the first stage of the cloud, there is good updraft at that time. Start to release all the salt, and with the good updraft, of course, it will go inside the cloud. The droplets will become bigger and start to rain.
The center manufactures a salt substance that helps enhance rainfall. They put them in what they call flares.
Now, when I look and hear this, I've been shouting this for many years. After reading a book by Sheila Selinsky called The Green Agenda, it really opened my eyes up to how this was the next big fad, as it's called, the next thing, the next agenda in order to make money. When we look at the past, when we look through some of the news articles over the last kind of 100 years, we can see that science over and over again using what we call buzzwords, whether it be an ice age, whether it be acid rain, and all these types of things that they said was going to happen. They even said back in the 80s that within 30 years the Maldives would be underwater, and that didn't happen. So they've been using these type of tactics in order to push their agenda and the companies behind them to make money. This is the purpose of all that, to give them a foothold and power to new technologies and make more money. The people in control, that's all they want to do. You know, I've heard other people, other wealthy people who don't go along with this narrative, say that if global warming and sea levels rising was to be true, no banks or insurance companies would cover people getting houses anywhere near coastal areas such as London, Miami, New York, any of these places, but yet we still can. So we have to be alert to what these people are actually trying to do and actually trying to get across. When I'm looking at what's happening, and see that this is happening all over the world. People have been talking about chemtrails for decades now, and we see it even where I live, that the planes are spewing out these kind of chemicals, or what looks to be clouds, and it goes from being a sunny day to being a cloudy day, and then rain follows for a few days afterwards. This is all done, I believe, on purpose. This is part of the agenda that so many countries have signed into. They want to control the food, the mineral, the water, the animals, the money, and the people. Essentially, overall, is to have full and total control. Now, I'm going to leave with a short video here that I came across, and it gives a breakdown of exactly what they're looking to do. But remember, even though there's chaos in the world and we see all of these things happening, truly remember, God is always in control, and keep the faith.
This is a plan that was agreed to by 179 nations. It's called the Agenda for the 21st Century. It's a totalitarian state being developed right now all over the world. It is the inventory and control plan. Inventory and control of all land, all water, all minerals, all plants, all animals, all construction, all means of production, all food, all energy, all information, and all human beings in the world. And this is a plan that was agreed to by 179 nations back in 1992. It's a United Nations plan. It's called the Agenda for the 21st Century. And so many of us around the world think that sustainable development, it just sounds so great. Isn't it about recycling and creative reuse and creating energy and food resources for everyone? And the answer is no, it really is not. It's about moving populations into city centers, concentrated city centers, and clearing them out of the rural areas. All systems have to be brought into harmony in order to control them all. Because when systems don't meet, when they're out of balance or not in sync with one another, they can't be controlled centrally. And the goal of Agenda 21 is one world government and total control from a central unit. Every nation that signed on to Agenda 21 has its local Agenda 21 plan. People in the United States are completely unaware of this. If I go out and talk about this, the United States press attacks me and calls me, which is totally ridiculous. It is but it's not a theory. It's a fact. The three pillars of United Nations Agenda 21 are economy, ecology, and equity, the three E's. And everyone sort of thinks that they know what that means, the idea of social equity. It must mean that, everyone's going to have access to clean water and clean air, and no one's property is going to be used as a dumping ground because they are at a poverty level. But really what social equity is about impoverishing huge portions of the population and bringing down the developed nations. Everything that we're looking at now is destined to collapse our economies. It's a totalitarian state being developed right now all over the world. And what major corporations want in this development is to be able to have full movement of workers without borders or boundaries, to be able to move their goods through without regulations, and to reduce wages. And so this is the goal. So this is what you find with social equity. And of course, economy and ecology is about, these are the three circles: economy, ecology, and social equity. And where they meet in the center is balance. But really that balance is a communitarian balance. So it's not balance of well-being of the people. What it is it's a balance for corporations so that they can exploit and control and have populations in an area, in tightly packed, dense areas, so that they can be surveilled and managed. And this is what that balance looks like as far as the development of a totalitarian state is. the mainstream media is owned by 5 major corporations, and you're not going to get this information from the mainstream press. So you need to be your own press. You need to educate yourself. You need to get out there and educate your neighbors, your community, your real community. You need to help your children understand that they're being indoctrinated from pre-kindergarten to postgraduate school. All of us have a responsibility to ourselves and to others. This is true community, to work for personal freedom. And always remember that even though we work as a group, if we do work as a group, we're all individuals in those groups, and we answer only to ourselves. And this is essential. It's essential as free human beings. This is what we are. We are free, and we need to continue to be free. And I do believe that we will win, but we have to become aware that there is a fight, and then make our friends and our neighbors and our community aware as well, and work together.